Let's get started. Hello. Just writing down numbers for ideas that I get, because last stream I got over 25. Hi. Nice to see you back. Yeah, last stream we got over 25 ideas, probably the most out of any Q&A, so I thank you guys really for that. That meant a lot. It means this channel is going to keep going for years on end. Makes me giddy like a freaking little school kid whenever I get cool ideas, especially ones that you guys recommend that I never thought of. That's okay. I'm going to wait for some people to get in before we start, like always. So we just don't want to have general discussion, or maybe recommend a few ideas, I guess. Yeah, because the Q&As are also for general discussion. We don't, hold up. This is someone texting me. Don't worry about it, Billy. I changed the music. Not that big a deal. The editing was good. The music, I just had to change, but it's okay. I didn't let it stay. It was just a claim. Nothing big happened to my channel. Nothing ever has happened to this channel. Stuff has happened to my other channels, but nothing major to this one. So it's all right. I'm getting my eyes checked out. Well, hopefully it goes well. And if you don't have glasses, hopefully you won't need them. Because I've had glasses since I was probably 9, 10, something around there. Because I'm nearsighted. So, yeah. All right, we're going to wait another minute here for people to get in, and then we will get straight into the Q&A. I can't believe it's already that time of the week. It's like every time Saturday approaches, I'm like, oh, dang, I'm doing this again. But I love it. I love that you guys come up with all these crazy ideas. What if Negan joined Rick's group? Technically, I've had him join Rick's group before in some way, shape, or form. And if you count the original story, he was redeemed to being part of Rick's group, just not when it was after Rick, blew up the bridge and everything. So technically he already did. But I've had him join and be part of Rick's group before. Like, if you look at What If the Governor Went to Terminus, that story, I have the two of them working together. So, yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything for future stories, whether I'll do it or not, because I don't know. There's something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what. Oh, okay. Here's a good question for you guys. So you know how we got Tales of the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead World Beyond, all these spin-offs, the original The Walking Dead. What if whenever The Walking Dead finally ends, every single character in that universe gets to meet together? Think about it for a second. We get to see possibly Madison and Rick Grimes meeting together, and all these meetings that I've shown before. Well, most of them, but what if they actually do that? That will actually be really friggin' interesting. That would be like the Walking Dead endgame. Yes, it would most certainly be that way. And I can't make a what if like that or include the CRM or too many Daryl or Maggie and Negan spinoff ideas, because we haven't got enough of those shows for me to make a what if. That's why I include the Croat and stuff like that in small little what ifs, because I don't know enough about them to do a full one. What if the Governor survived season 4? Well, technically, I've had him survive season 4 before. I've had him survive in What If the Governor Went to Terminus? I've had him survive in What If the Governor Met Negan? And the remake going on right now had him survive in What If Laurie Survived? I've had him survive in quite a few what ifs, and I am going to have him join other groups in the future, like Shane, Merle, and ones I've mentioned before. Don't want to get too repetitive there. But yeah. What if Negan was the leader of Woodbury? It would kind of be weird to switch his role around because I really think it would be hard to say how he would. Because you would almost be changing not only his location, but possibly his personality. So that's kind of that's kind of hard to do. What if Rick was never a cop? I can't imagine Rick Grimes not being a cop. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that would fit Rick more than that. If you could think of something, I'm more than willing to listen there. What if Jadis never betrayed Rick? I feel that if she hadn't, it would have gone one of two ways. Number one, Jadis and Rick and them at the end of season 7 would have killed Negan and the Saviors like exceptionally good, and the story would have almost been over right then and there. Jadis would have probably still tried to trade someone, then end up getting herself and her people killed. It really depends. Or number two, the Saviors' numbers don't matter. They still get outmanned, and the story goes exactly how it did before, and then Jadis ends up betraying them like right whenever they're starting to get outnumbered. Because think about it, Jadis booked the second that they saw the sanctuary, so you can't say around that time that she wouldn't be like that. Okay, what if Rick was in the military? So what if he had like an Abraham rule? Well, then I don't think that him and Shane would have been buds. I actually, I don't know. I've got it. What if Abraham replaced Rick? So Abraham gets to be the cop in Rick's place, right? Now, hear me out on this one. Abraham gets to be the cop in Rick's place, and Rick becomes a better soldier and military officer than Abraham ever was. Because honestly, that's the best way to really put him in there. So what if Abraham replaced Rick? Replaced as in, like, jobs. Because honestly, that's the best way I can make that idea happen. I think it will make for a good what if when I do it eventually. I gotta catch up on comments here because I'm yabbing. How are you? I'm doing all right, Sally. I'm doing all right. A little tired, but hey, that happens. What if Merle killed the governor? People have recommended me that idea before, and I've scrapped it so many times. But honestly, all I can see happening is Merle being alive for a little bit longer, the prison, them staying there a little bit longer, and very small changes. It wouldn't really amount to a true big story, which is why I've scrapped it so many times. What if Carl killed the governor? You mean after he shot Herschel? Well, then I still feel that nothing would have changed because they still had the tank, still had all the men. The governor, after he shot, or not shot, after he killed Herschel, the only thing he did was fight Rick and then get killed by Michonne. And then, you know, technically he wasn't killed by Michonne, he was just put near death. And then Lily killed the governor. Other than that, I feel the story would have gone kind of the same, except I can feel that more people would have gotten out. So once again, that's not really a one that I can really do. Let me think. Did you know that Eric Matthews was supposed to survive Saw 4? Yes. And you can almost compare Riggs to Jeff in that moment. You know, if you watch Dead Meat, you'll get the reference. Slow Jeff. Go check out Dead Meat and his horror kill counts and everything, and watch that kill count for Jeff and Riggs. It's funny. But yeah, I almost wish Eric would have survived, and I think I have that down. Not down here, but I have him becoming an apprentice and surviving, 2 different ones. I think you recommended them. Let me see here. Yeah, I gotta catch up on some comments here. Holy crap, Sweet Kozark, you got a bunch. What if Carol killed Glenn in season 4? So what if Glenn died to the virus? Well, I think I have that one down, or Glenn dying in another shape or form, but there are only so many moments where you can kill a character. Like a main one like Glenn, or, until season 7. I think I have that one down, and if I don't, then it's probably for a good reason. What if Dwight shot Daryl instead? Well, taking Daryl out of the equation, like I've said before, taking Daryl out basically means... Okay, here's the deal. If you take Daryl out before season 11, the story's screwed. Because Daryl has been a key asset for the entirety of The Walking Dead. He has his own spin-off, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, not a good idea to recommend a story where Daryl dies. And if I do have one, the only one I have down is what if Daryl died instead of Merle? And that's only because Merle replaces him. But other than that, what can I say? Daryl's just that freaking strong with the plot armor. What if Herschel kicked the group off the farm after Shane busted open the barn? Good question. I gotta think about that for a second. I almost think they would have headed to Fort Benning. But wait, nah, I can't tell. No, because they didn't meet Randall's group yet, so they wouldn't have heard about Fort Benning, I don't know. Good question. I think I'll do it. Why not? I never thought about that. See, this is why I'm glad I have a friggin' community. So what was it? Oh, what if Herschel kicked the group off the farm? Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't. I think he did in the comics. Yeah, he did. And then they came back for him. Herschel was a much more jerk in the comics. Let me just say that right now. He was far less likable in the comics. As a matter of fact, they replaced, because Dale's actor quit in the TV show, they replaced the storylines. So, no wonder... I almost want to say that I would have preferred Dale live over Herschel. Even though Herschel mattered to some degree, I would have said I'd love to see Dale survive longer. What if Negan killed Aaron at the lineup? Think I have that one down along with a few others like that. What if Rick killed Negan? I have that one already made. You just have to look for it. It's about a year old, I think. So, yeah. What if Daryl killed Dwight and Sherry? I've had him kill them before, albeit with some help. If that would have happened, Denise would have lived, and they just wouldn't have been in fear. That's all I can think of. What if Shane never got into a relationship with Lori? I can't really think of someone he... How about this? If you can recommend me someone from the Atlanta group that Shane would be in a relationship with besides Lori, then I can think about it. Other than that, I don't really see him getting into a relationship with anyone else. There weren't too many people that I would think would fit with Shane at that time. What if Daryl was the one that got attacked in the herd in season 9 instead of Rick? Oh! People have recommended me that before. What if Daryl shot the bridge instead of Rick? And I scrapped it for whatever reason. And it wouldn't be him dying. If anything, that would... I don't know why I scrapped that idea. I was in the processing phase of making that so long ago. I can still remember that. And I feel the same would have happened, although I feel Daryl wouldn't have gotten himself stabbed. And if he did, I'd like to see some hallucinations with Daryl. That would be awesome. What if Negan took over the Whisperers after he killed Alpha? What if Negan became the new Alpha and was serious about it? Is one of the what ifs I teased in my 500 sub commemoration. That's going to be coming up here in, I'll say, a month, give or take. So you'll see that one coming up here pretty soon. What if Eugene didn't tell Negan he made bullets? So what if he didn't confess? That would depend. Because Tara said that it was her. Rosita, Negan didn't buy that for a second. So unless he took Tara or someone else, if you can recommend me who else he would take, I'll work with it. What if Rosita was captured instead of Sasha? I have that one saved already. What if Negan captured Rosita? I can't tell if you or someone else recommended it. All I know is that someone did. What if Rick and Carl were the last survivors? Well, we already, if you're talking about the farm, or not the farm, what am I thinking about? The prison? Then we already know that people escaped. So that what if I don't think can really work. Unless they were shown to die, then I can't really work with it. What if Shane died earlier? Funny thing is, after reading the comics and seeing him die pretty much at the Atlanta camp, I have that what if saved. So, yeah. Except it's going to be different. It's going to be when Shane had his gun and held it at Rick whenever Dale busted him. Except I'm going to make it right before Dale busts him in some way or form. Comics, Herschel was a huge a-hole. Yeah, he was. What if Walter White never met Gus? I've never read or seen anything on Walter White. I can't do that. What if Negan killed Michonne and Glenn? Well, see, here's the thing. Wait. I gotta catch up here. I can't really kill off Michonne or make it into a story because it's so obvious of what would happen. And I explained this in my What If Negan Killed Carl story. You kill someone like Michonne or Carl, Maggie said it herself in the original, Negan would have been dead a long time ago. It would have ended one or two ways. One, Rick goes straight burst at Negan, possibly gets his bat and the guns, kills all the saviors, and it's a very, very melancholy ending, sort of. And number two, he tries to go for Negan, and then either another person dies or everybody dies. I feel like Abraham and Glenn were destined to die in that moment. I wouldn't have had it another way. What if Shiva never died for Ezekiel? If that were the case, I've had Shiva survive before, but I really think that how Shiva sacrificed herself for Ezekiel really worked. And I would have loved to see more of Shiva, because a tiger in the zombie apocalypse, that's pretty good. But I can't really I don't think she would have survived much longer than the Savior War, to be honest. Well, they were already in the Savior War, but you guys get what I mean, I think. What if Alpha knew Negan's intentions and killed Negan? Well, if you kill off Negan there, then the Whisperers would have almost certainly won, because the only reason that they didn't win was because of a combined effort of Negan, Carol, and Daryl, and their separate moments of combating the Whisperers, albeit Carol was very stupid. That's why she went to Negan, most likely. Andrea and Shane? Okay. So I can make that what if happen now. What if Shane didn't get with Lori? And I can make that relationship happen. Okay. What if Jeff survived? As much as I think he wouldn't have really done anything, his daughter was orphaned. So, yeah, I almost think that it's best that I do make that what if. Not even just for his case. You know, whenever I thought of that idea originally, I thought of him being, like, smarter and waiting longer, sort of like Riggs. It could go either way. But yeah, I guess I'll do that. What if Jeff survived? What if Daryl and Rosita weren't captured? I don't remember either one of them being captured together. I don't remember an instance where Daryl and Rosita were captured at the same time. Let me see here. What if Shane became like the Red Hood and came back on his own against Rick? I barely know that much about the Red Hood, and you'd have to explain a little bit more on that one. What if Shane shot Rick when Daryl was looking? So what if Shane... That would be like what if Shane killed Rick, but much, much sooner. So that would be like an early rendition of what if Shane killed Rick. So I'll make that a thing, except this time it'll be what if Shane killed Rick early. And it's funny because I already made a what if Shane killed Rick. Now I'm going to slowly be making a remake and then an alternate ending, kind of. What ifs. But that's the glory of it all, seeing different timelines and different universes. Because I've learned this also. Every decision, even including real life, carries with it its own potential timeline. So every decision that fiction characters and us make effectively nullifies a possible future. Stole that little tidbit off Phineas and Ferb, ironically, but it fits for real life and fiction. Okay. What if Rick, Daryl, T-Dog, and Glenn managed to find Merle instead of the governor? I feel like that would... I can't really do that because I made what if Merle actually took the truck in season 1? And that kind of goes into that. So technically I already did that. What if Rick killed Simon? What if Rick killed Simon? You'd have to maybe explain when. What if Lizzie joined the Whisperers? That's funny because I have a what if called What If Carol Left Lizzie Behind? And I named it to What If Lizzie Joined Alpha with a new thumbnail and everything. You just have to look for it. It's an old video. And I plan to do a remake of that. I know, kind of weird doing a remake, but I feel there's more I could add on to make it even more suspenseful. What if Glenn was killed at Terminus? I already have that one saved. Someone else recommended me that one. What if Rick and Michonne stayed friends? Well, after Jesse's death and Rick and Michonne just staying friends, it's just like with Shane and Lori. You might have to tell me who else he would get with. Other than that, I can't really do a what if. What if Shane joined the Reapers? I have Shane and Merle and the Governor and Sophia and them joining all kinds of other groups. You'll see that come up eventually. What if Rick chopped off Carl's arm? I feel like someone recommended me that before and I scrapped it. But essentially, Carl would become like Rick Grimes from the comics. And that was kind of already what they did with Aaron. So, I'm going to either have to find pictures of that online or edit those myself. But it's a good idea, though. I'll keep it. That would be brutal. Did you see how Rick was just so hesitant to do that? That broke me. Seeing Rick Grimes tear. Negan was the first ever person besides the Governor, just a tiny bit with Herschel and Michonne, to make Rick utterly powerless. And that scene, that was deep. Let me tell you what. What if Ron killed Carl? I guess I could do that one. I could figure something out there.
You know I'm talking about like a row house, right?
Okay, there we go. So that's 8 ideas so far. Mainly The Walking Dead. One saw one, though. It's okay, whatever works. What if Rick's group went to France? That would have to depend on who is with Rick at the time. Someone recommended me what if Rick was taken to France instead of to the CRM. But yeah, you might have to specify there a little bit. What if Rick wasn't a cop? Someone recommended me what if he was in the military. That's the first what if I saved. What if Abraham replaced Rick? It's going to explore that idea. What if Maggie and Carol were killed by the Saviors? To me, it feels more right that they escaped. Because hold on. My throat. It feels more right that they escaped, especially Carol. Just judging on how they were at that time in the story. What if Carl never ate the pudding? That's kind of silly. I doubt anything would come of that. What if Morgan never killed again after season 6? In my what if Eastman survived, that's going to explore that idea, but I'm not going to spoil anything past that. What if the Whisperers joined Negan? So that's going to be like, what if Negan became the new Alpha for real? Which I'm already going to be doing in the next month or so. So, yeah. What if Rick turned evil after the lineup and went insane? You just gave me a great idea. What if Rick became John Wick? So that's funny because it rhymes, but it also makes so much sense though. Because of who Glenn was, especially. Let's just say that it all goes per normal, and Rick's holding back every ounce of anger that he feels, still crying whenever Negan tells him to chop off Carl's arm. When they get back to Alexandria, that's when all friggin' crap breaks loose. That would be awesome. That's a good one though. It's also funny because it rhymes. What if Rick became John Wick? That's funny. I'm easily amused, if you couldn't tell. Let's see what we got here. What if... Okay, I already read that one. I'm finally getting caught up on comments, and we're 30 minutes in. Jeez. What if the group stayed together after season 11, and they all looked for Rick together? can do that. You're just going to have to tell me which specific characters would go look for him besides Daryl. Other than that, I think I could do that. Potential April Fool's what if I could think of is what if Greater Memorial Hospital actually mattered, since you always skip that arc and I think it's part of the channel joke. No, it's actually not. The only reason why I skipped that arc isn't because I hate it. It's because every story that I make pushes it to the side. So, okay, we got a person saying stupid stuff. Let me see here. No, what I was getting at is it's not a channel joke. It's just because every story I make just pushes that arc to the side. But my What If the Governor Met Negan remake is going to finally touch upon that arc more and actually make it matter to a degree. So, yeah. You're just going to have to wait and hold out for the series. And I think I'll include... I have What If Dawn Takes Other People, and you guys have recommended me a few of those too. So it's not like I never want to touch upon that arc. It's just I've never had the opportunity to be able to. So, yeah. Let's see here. What if Rick never met Jesus? Well, then the hilltop would have remained anonymous. I feel like Jesus already knew of Alexandria, so I feel, and I've had that similar thing happen before, but I feel that Jesus meeting them would have happened one way or the other. Carol, Daryl, Maggie, Michonne. What if... well, I can't put all their names, so... What if... I'm gonna call it What If Rick's Family Went with Daryl, because that's honestly the best name that I can come up with. Because I can't put all those names. That would be way too long of a title. Here come the trolls. Yeah, I could see that. I already have one named Arthur, and now we got... Oh, hold on, I gotta get rid of these clowns. You know what? Nope, not even gonna bother. I did bother whenever it was me and my brother, but honestly, I don't care now, because as you get more popular on YouTube, it's bound to happen. I've seen it happen. But anyways, we have officially 10 ideas. So yeah, and we got about 40 minutes, give or take, 40 and a half. So we got plenty of time. What if Dr. Jenner was working with the CRM and gave Rick's entire surviving season 1 group to them? That's actually a really good idea. So you're talking about Dr. Jenner being undercover. Okay. So I'm going to call it What If Dr. Jenner Worked for the CRM. There. Number 11. What if Shane killed Lori out of jealousy? Dang! So you're basically saying, what if Shane did not go out of his way to kill Rick? I'm going to pretty much rearrange it to where he does do the whole Randall thing, except he does it to where Lori goes instead of Rick. What if Shane killed Lori? Dang, that's dark. What if Rick didn't handcuff Merle and instead beat him down so Merle wouldn't be able to rob the camp? Daryl and Merle stay with the group. People have recommended similar ideas to Merle possibly being around, but in the context of that, it's almost like what if T-Dog never dropped the key, but it's much different. I think I could do that. I'm just going to call it what if Merle stayed with the group. Kind of an obvious premise, but I think I could do something with it differing from other stories. What if Merle stayed with the group? I think I could at least do something. Heck, I've made Amy survive before. So I think I could do something with that. What if Butcher from The Boys? I've never watched The Boys. I've heard of it and seen little clips, but I've never watched any of it. What if Sophia and Rick discovered the prison when she runs off the highway in season 2? I don't think they would. The prison was still a decent bit of ways from the farm and everything. Think about it. They had to drive and search for the prison. It took a whole winter for them to find the prison, so I can't really do that. They would be going a long ways away from everybody else. That doesn't really seem logical. What if Maggie never loved Glenn? Someone recommended me, I think that one before, what if Glenn never fell in love with Maggie? Something like that. So I have that one saved. And we got 13 ideas. Sweet. Like I said, last time you guys gave me over 25, so yeah. Pretty good regardless of how many there are. Heck, I've gotten 4 on a Q&A and still I got this channel going for quite a while now. What if Shane acted like Peter? Peter who? You might have to explain that a little bit. I'm starting to run out of ideas. That's okay. Here's the thing too. If you ever start to run out of ideas, you can't think of any more, you're sure you ran out completely, or at least for the moment, we could still have general discussion. Doesn't matter to me. All I know is that you guys are willing enough to give me cool ideas and we just have a good time. That's all. What if Shane and Maggie started dating? Honestly, I can't really think of... I think I can make it work. Maybe. Because Shane and Andrea had a little bit of a thing, and that didn't stop him from trying to kill Rick. So I can almost think that maybe Maggie would be more persistent than Andrea. That's up to you guys. Because to me, it seemed like, and still seems like Maggie's far more persistent than Andrea. Wait. What if the soldier in the tank Rick escaped into was still alive? Well, then I don't think he would have done much. He probably would have just been a distraction, if anything else. Because, let's be honest, if you're in a tank and you're around walkers in a freaking desolated Walker City, you ain't got too much left in ya, and it's lucky that Glenn even saved Rick. Let's be honest. What if the tank wasn't destroyed? I've had the tank survive before. I've had it survive in What If the Governor Went to Terminus. What else? What if Madison's family joined Rick? and I'm going to have it survive for a brief appearance in my remake of What If the Governor Met Negan. So, yeah. What if Agent Jones from Fortnite? Well, I know a bit about Agent Jones, but he's not the type of person I could fit into The Walking Dead. It doesn't seem really good for that particular character. What if Shane was shot and put in a coma like Rick? People have recommended me that idea before, and I have that one saved. I scrapped it multiple times because I thought that it wouldn't really amount to anything, but then my persistence gave way and I thought of a compelling story for it. So you'll see it in the future, just not right away. Like I said, many of these are not going to appear for a long time.
Dad, can I have some of the candy
What?
out of the secret cupboard? Like the little ones?
What if when Rick and Shane were fighting, Randall took the knife and killed Rick? Well, then Shane would have probably ended up killing him, gone back to the group, and it would have been like, what if Shane killed Rick? And yeah, I feel like it would have gone exactly as that story's entailed. Watch Lecter Storm and my old rendition, and stay tuned for a remake if you don't understand what I mean. Here's what I mean by Shane coming back against Rick. I want Shane to come back with his own army to fight Rick in season 5 or 6. I could do that. I've had him do that. Look at my What If Madison's Family Joined Rick story. He joined the freaking Whisperers and killed Alpha. I've had him join Negan in my What If Rick Spared Shane remake. And I'm going to have him joining other groups like the Reapers and stuff in future What Ifs. So I've tackled similar ideas. And I will be tackling similar ideas. Are you Naruto? No. And I'm 90% sure if I was Naruto, I don't even know how to answer that question. See, I'm a logical person, but there's points where I can't really put logic into that. What if Nicholas joined Negan? I'd have to think of an instance of how he would get there. I think I could do it. I have a what if that's going to be called What If Nicholas Survives? What if Aiden survives? What if Deanna survived? Pretty much the whole family crew there. But for that one, I'd have to put a different premise. That's all. Goku. Yep, that's if you're just saying Goku or talking about my shirt, yep. That just tells you all you need to know. Do you play Genshin? No, I do not. I could see Shane teaming up with the Claimers. Do you have a pet? Actually, I have two cats. They're not really mine per se. One of them is, but pretty much just pets that I'm in the house with. Are you the main character? Of what? Is that just a random question? What if Daryl didn't stop Carol on time when she ran to Sophia's walker and she got bit? All right. What if Carol got bit at the farm? I could do that. Now, Carol, once again, you're taking a main character out of the equation very early, but for that instance, especially Sophia, I think I could make it work. What if Nicholas got everyone on the supply run killed? Technically, he did get everyone killed. If you're talking about whenever season 6 shows up and they're all going on like the horde and everything else, technically everyone did get killed, except, he killed himself at the end. Oh my God, I love your hair. Thank you. Much appreciated. Used to be blonde, but I've always wanted my hair to be red. So yeah, starting to fade a little bit. I've had it for a few months, but anyway, sidetracked. What if T-Dog couldn't save Lori and Beth and they died on the farm? Okay. What if Jadis traded Rick when she captured him in season 8, the CRM? So, like, what if Jadis traded Rick early? Well, then... that wouldn't have been good. If you watch The World Beyond, she says so herself. She originally proclaimed Rick as an A, but she said that he was a B, so he didn't end up in that woman's lab. So if he were to get kidnapped early, he most likely would have been killed. As much as I think I shouldn't do that, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like... I don't know. I'm going to save it. But I really don't want to kill Rick off in that sense. I feel like I'll make it to where he is an A, but then he escapes or something like he did before. Because I really don't want to kill him off. Unless it's a what if Shane killed Rick story, I don't want to kill Rick off. It's just not... Because Rick Grimes is too freaking likable, man. I'm having brain. What if Morgan was bitten by a radioactive spot? All right. Now, the Batman and Morgan one, that was funny, but this is just silly. I don't know how I could do that. I'm sorry. I think I could do that, but it would have to be right when Morgan lost Dwayne and he goes crazy. He could use webs as part of his traps. I think I could do that. Bit by radioactive spider. I would call it what if Morgan was Spider-Man, but no. No. What if the Croat was related to Negan? Spider Morgan. Oh, man. What if Abraham's group met Rick on the farm? So, like the comics? I think I have that one saved. If I don't, then it's a different premise. What if the governor captured Rick, Michonne, Daryl, and Oscar before they attacked Woodbury? then he most likely would have sent them to the... No. He would have most likely sent them all to the pits, and he hadn't lost his eye yet. So... No, wait. I think he did. Didn't he? No, he didn't. But that's kind of a long title. What if Michonne got killed by the Whisperers? Well, then someone... See, that's another instance of killing off a main character. But in that case, that would be an instance for someone else. Daryl would possibly leave the group early to go look for Rick. What if Negan got beat to a bloody pulp by Rick? Technically, I'm already going to be doing that with what if Rick became John Wick. Oh my god, what if Rick became John Wick, and what if Morgan got bit by the spider? Man, we got some comedy what ifs up in here, which is okay because I could still work with them. Like I said, I'm easily amused. Just give him super senses like how Spider-Man does, just no other powers. I mean, I still think I'm going to give him the webs. The only thing I'm not going to give Morgan in that story is the Spider-Man outfit, because like I said, I ain't doing that. That's too silly. Just like when I do the Batman story, I'm not going to have Morgan dressed up in the Bat clothing. I'm just going to have him, like, get gadgets and stuff like that. What if Carl was gunned down by the Saviors? So what if Carl was killed early? I've had him get killed early before. And I just did with what if Ron killed Carl, whoever recommended me that. So that would be like what if Negan killed Carl, but an alternate ending. So yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. What if Negan killed Carl, alternate ending? What if Abraham and Rick fought in season 5? Funny thing is, I just put that in because the recent show that I'm on, because I watch different shows in different orders and movie franchises, not only to get memories back, but for more ideas especially. And I just finished season 5 about a few weeks ago, a month ago, something like that, of The Walking Dead. And I saved that. I scrapped it at first, but let's be honest, we all wanted to see that fight. Glenn! What if Ghost Rider was in The Walking Dead? Ghost Rider is way too powerful to be able to be included like that. John Wick is even a stretch. What if all the Scream killers were in The Walking Dead? The best that I can do with that one is maybe have it to the point where every single Scream character up to Scream 6 is maybe put under arrest instead of killed. That includes all the Scream. So Billy, Stu, Billy's mother, Mickey, all of them just arrested. And then when The Walking Dead happens, it's almost like I don't know. I don't know what to call that one. What if Scream was in The Walking Dead? So I'll basically have it to where all the people are arrested, and since no one's recommended me a Scream and Walking Dead crossover yet, really? That means that Sidney Prescott and stuff like that I'm going to have to put it at the point where the Scream movies are dulled significantly, where only really nobody dies. It's just scares. Because let's be honest, if I'm going to put it in a scenario where the Scream killers get arrested, I have to make them not kill anybody. Because then it would really, really just not work. So what if Scream was in The Walking Dead? What if Daryl and Rick both went to the CRM? Okay. What if Daryl and Rick went to CRM? That's 23 ideas so far. And we still got 20 minutes left in the stream. What if all the what ifs had an ultimate tournament? I'm going to be doing, in the future, more Tournament of Powers for the Dragon Ball universe. And soon enough in those, when I get to a Tournament of Power 3 or 4, I'm going to include crossover universes like Marvel, The Walking Dead, Scream, stuff like that. But with that one, I've seen other YouTubers do it. Salad Saiyan has done it. I think Moscow X has done it. But with mine, I don't know. I don't know if I can. Recommend me like stories where you think characters should like connect, and I can do them as single what ifs. But for a bunch of them spanned out, I feel like it's just best to do one at a time. What if Rick stayed with Morgan? Well, then they most likely would have gone. Wait. Well, then I don't think Rick would have wanted to stay with Morgan for long. I can't really do that unless he really, really, really gave up on his family. Because remember, Rick was looking for his family. So I don't think that taking that moment away from him would really make sense, do you? That'd kind of be a downgrade from his original self. What if Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th was in The Walking Dead? All right. I mean, there's not too much that Tommy Jarvis sticks out for being in The Walking Dead, but I think I could make it work. "24 ideas. So all of the Scream killers in the prison with the other prisoners. I think I could do that, except, like I said, I'm going to keep characters, like pretty much all the Scream protagonists alive. No one dies in the Scream movies. So by the time Scream 6 ends effectively, it's kind of hard. So by the time Scream 6 ends effectively, nobody has died. And I still feel that the Scream movies would all work the way they did. They would just be dialed down a lot. So the Scream killers, yes, I think I could fit in the prison. But when the apocalypse happens, I feel like all the main Scream protagonists are best to stay alive and be in Woodsboro. What if Pennywise was in The Walking Dead? He's a character that I think could work. Yeah.
Do you have a black sugar?
What if Kid Goku showed up in season 5 of The Walking Dead? I have Kid Goku being in The Walking Dead, except it's going to be right at the beginning of The Walking Dead. So not it's season 5. It's going to be at the beginning. What if Michonne, Rick, and Glenn were captured by the governor like in the comics? Well, then I feel that the same result would have happened, except dialed down a lot, because Philip Blake was much softer than Brian Blake. Brian Blake was a monster. So whatever would happen to them if they were captured would go like the comics, except not go like the comics. It would be dialed down a lot. What if Rick had Venom? All right. I just thought of a compelling idea for that. Say whenever Rick gets kidnapped by the CRM, they're testing experiments, and then Venom crashes down to Earth, and that's part of the satellite that we see in season 10. Part of it crashes down to where Rick is with the CRM, and then Venom's there, and it gets in him. $26. So about the same amount of ideas as last time. Dang. What if Trunks nerfed? Yeah, I can't do that. Even if you nerf him, Trunks is way too powerful to put in The Walking Dead. Like I said, John Wick, he is a stretch. Even Batman. But Trunks? That's why I put Kid Goku into The Walking Dead at the beginning of not only The Walking Dead, but Dragon Ball, when his power level was like 10. But Trunks? No. That is way too, that's too much. What if Daryl and Murr were the people who shot Rick at the start of the show? Well, we see who the people were that shot him. But you're saying hypothetically, obviously. I'm just throwing out logic because that's who I am. But if they were them, they wouldn't have been in a car, most likely. So I don't think I can do that. What if Alexandria burned down for good when Negan burned it and everyone had to go to Hilltop? I don't know. Alexandria was a big place, and it did burn down for a good amount of what it was. So I don't think I can do that one. What if Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean was in The Walking Dead? He would be a funny member of Rick's group. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I haven't seen any of Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but I know a good bit about Jack Sparrow. So, yeah, I can do that. All right, I have officially run out of room on one side of my paper. And do you know what that means? You guys have officially recommended me the most ideas out of anything ever. So that is 100%, like, you guys deserve major props for that. So good on you guys. Give yourselves a little pat on the back there. What if Glenn went bald? You mean like the comics? Well, he technically always had short hair. So going bald, I don't think Glenn's personality would have changed much. It would just be a hair difference, that's all. What if Lori died in season 2? Well, technically, what if Shane killed Lori explores that enough, I feel. Not really another instance where I can kill her off, really. I think someone recommended me, what if Lori died in the car? Like the car crash? If that's what you're talking about, I have that saved. So you ain't gotta worry about that. But yeah, what if Shane killed Lori is gonna explore that? But holy crap, you guys are coming up with over 27 ideas. That's why I like spending over an hour on this stream, because these channels are gonna be going for years on end at this point with all you guys making these ideas. Well, not making them per se, but recommending them, that's all. What if Bully Maguire was in The Walking Dead? Then you would have to put Venom in The Walking Dead, which I kind of just did with Rick. Because Bully Maguire only happened because of Venom, because of the influence. So, and I don't even think I have Spider-Man in The Walking Dead for a video, so can't really do that. But I mean, I'm having Venom in The Walking Dead some way, shape, or form. It's just going to be near the end of The Walking Dead when Rick's with the CRM. What if Rick saved the guy on the road in season 3? In my what if Madison's family joined Rick, as well as maybe a story or two? That backpack guy, albeit that backpack was a running gag after they took it from his corpse. I feel like the guy wouldn't have really mattered that much. He probably would have died at the prison or at least the Claimers. Didn't really seem like there was much going for him. What if Otis left Shane for dead at school and brought back the medical supplies for Carl? I have a what if Otis survived. What if, and I believe that I have one where what if Otis kills Shane. So yeah, I think I'm making both of those happen. What if Rick returned to Alexandria in season 10? Well, then it would have. If he were to return before The Walking Dead ended, which I feel how they portrayed it after he left was good enough, then it would almost play out exactly like the comics, except we already got the whole one-handed Rick thing from Aaron way after Rick in the comics originally was supposed to get his arm cut off in the show. So honestly, it would have played out the comics with Rick being around, except much different. So I feel that the way they portrayed it and the way we're going to be getting it in spin-offs is really enough. What if Shane accidentally killed himself with the razor? So that would almost be like, what if Shane and Otis died together, except after? So what if Shane basically killed himself? Yeah, I could do that. Except I'm going to make it purposeful, because it feels like it would make more sense that way, judging on Shane's character. I know it seems dark, but let's be honest. Shane was dark. What if Carol got her comic death? Well, at the prison, there was not really a moment of Carol that really stuck out in the show that she would want to do what she did in the comics. So, besides the fact that Axel got killed. And, see, she killed Karen and David of her own accord. Other than that, nothing really stuck out to where I could do that. But that's 28 ideas, and we got 5 minutes. 2 more ideas than you guys have ever given me on a stream before, and yeah, it's pretty good. What if Shane had a son? You know what the funny thing is? Whenever we got told about Dale having his wife and everything, whenever he was talking to Lori, I wrote down a what if called What If Dale Had a Kid, which would be awesome to influence how Dale thinks and how his kid would think. But with that, I don't think he would even want to go with Lori. And if he did, then that would make Shane's son and Carl kind of brothers in a way. Had a son. What if Maggie and Carol were killed by the Saviors? I already said to someone else, I don't know how long you've been in the stream, but I can't really do that one because it feels like Maggie and Carol more or less deserve to kill the Saviors in that moment, especially where their characters were at. What if Dale wasn't such a scaredy cat? Dale was never really much of a scaredy cat. He was just a pacifist, like Tyrese. But Tyrese definitely played on the toughness a lot more. He was alive a lot more, which is why I have What If Dale Survived, which is why Lytra Storm's done What If Dale Survived, and why I'm currently working, albeit on other things too, but a What If Dale Survived remake to further explore the pacifism of Dale and him eventually growing out of it. I mean, I did What If Amy Survived, and that was a pure, clear-cut example, because Amy wasn't like Dale per se, but she was close. What if Tyrese caught Carol right before she killed Karen and David? I actually have a what if like that saved. What if Carol confessed early? So it's a different premise, but it's still kind of the same. What if Rick brought Dave and Tony back to the farm? Well, then the rest of Randall's group that was there most likely would have went looking for him. I'm not going to say the whole group because once again, we barely know anything about Randall's people. They left Randall for dead. So they would either... Dave and Tony would more or less probably be killed by Shane. It would just be an extra person for Shane to kill. What if Shane survived? See, that makes more sense than the governor surviving the sword through him. But a knife? I think I could maybe make that work. It's just a little bit hard, but I think I could try. I would maybe, whenever Shane's going to shoot Rick and then Rick goes for his knife, I could say Shane moves out of the way just enough so the knife doesn't get his heart, but more or less like the side of his chest, like the shoulder or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it seems to Rick like it was, a bad area, and Shane would think so. But yeah. What if Noah died? I can't tell if I saved that or not. But I'm going to write it down, because I feel like I might not have. What if Randall escaped the farm and found the governor in Woodbury? I can't really do a what if about Randall or any of his people, because we don't know much about them. They were included for a few episodes. They were included for a few episodes, and then we know almost nothing about them. So to make a what if on them is exceedingly difficult. But that is officially 31 ideas. What if the governor appeared early? Lytra Storms made an idea about that, but I can't really. Unless it's what if Rick's group after the CDC found the governor, which I have saved. So technically that explores that. But that's 31 ideas, more than you guys have ever recommended me, and I thank you guys 110% for that. Thank you guys for joining me on the stream today. Look forward to a video Monday, and make sure to check out my Discord and my Instagram, because I have an Instagram mostly to promote my channel. You can mainly just check out my thumbnails on there. But the Discord, like I've mentioned before, It's a chance to get yourself involved in a video with me in a collaboration server. Get to be a video on here with me besides the Q&A. Actually get to talk with each other. Or just general discussion. I have many servers on there. And what else? I think that's it. Once again, thank you guys so much for being on here and recommending all these funny, cool, and awesome ideas. And with that said, stay tuned for Monday and the next Q&A. I'll see you guys later. Oh, and one more thing. If you did not get a chance, I say this every time, I forgot to. If you did not get a chance to recommend any ideas before the stream ended, because it's always an hour and 15 now, ever since like my third or fourth Q&A. If you didn't get the chance to, you can recommend them in the comment section of this Q&A or any of one of my other videos. I read every single one of my comments. Yes, every one. But with all that said, I will see you guys next time.